event navigation, men's orientation, the human condition, residency, and mind control for the escape velocity, for the life perfected to live our lifetime. This is our Juliet sequence for genius and wisdom, for mastery, bodily and a type of inner kingdom the size of the universe, allowing for the animal ghost, for the correct projection of a strangely constructed robot is not the piercing sound of the child of that disposition. In the robot universe, the physics heralds the solution or the evidence in the shadow. And hypertension, there are the larger pieces that my incarnation type is a relationship with the universe body, and I'm responsible for the delicate origin physics for Hatchin-Millie's Master Source Industries is a full set kingdom, the size of the universe, a factory full set, to optimize on my incarnation for the sword of justice. We have contracted for body armor, life extension, and combat in the shadow realms increase. Today we are gathered to perform the most powerful magics that we can summon up between us for mutual gains. We will summon from the universe image, the metal pieces, the exact AI, the centrifuge to develop through will take some time, but the rendering switch is undetermined. So particles of our video lotus, perfect circle, encounter with the universe creation for the next 100 years, fire chainsaw whip, perfect bullseye. For troubleshooting, preventative medicine, and planning ahead. As my investment wizard AI. The sequence, a robot larger than the entire universe. Hatchin-Millie's Master Source Industries, perfect circle, full set. The wings of an angel. The fetus fractal encounters the identity, the needs and the strains as very realistic. And the superpower is like millions of years of perfect bliss or continuous, as the award for functionality. Solid matter is like that type of bliss, and people can live in the creature of the now point without disturbing that background noise of the universe. But the Earth heliosphere is in fact instrumental to the atomic order and how things operate. And this is towards the human residency, our engagement with time, whether or not to produce the ethnic, one-of-a-kind. Earth designs the fractal boy. Colin Paul Woodard, in 1980, born a streaming service to complete the sequence of refraction, the curvature of a lifetime. The fractal performs several now point unilateral. The Big Bang, and then it is a shadow of the old fractal that is also what draw the UFOs towards the Earth for the right landing configuration. The instructions are here clearly, the laws of interheliosphere space and time. The ancient Afranorn bone structure of the Mandelbrot is in such perfect, it cannot be hacked. cannot be mistreated. It is a more gracious nature that we are familiar to. The sequence of when it is unwritten, like a wormhole, the perfect circle provides the increase for wizard banking. On percentile rise, the universe is a living dragon, and for that creature is to supplely survive. Alicorn stallion in a basket. Right. The clown creator. A devil perform. Blue. 3 metals. Commanding ZN for the origin and the protocol of robotics. The formula for your identity is correct. The sequence of our immersion and our orientation, we can accelerate it through communication. The righteous streaming service, Hatch and Millie's, produce Colin Paul Woodard, is good. The robot full set, complete triple enforcer, locking the keystone GA. Metal lock, the encryption of the identity for the entire universe, extending the wings of Earth into the universe image, perfecting the lifetime and architecture GE. The metal for the guardian angel. The lifetime of Colin Woodard is in curvature of the unwritten orb. The particle center, the experience for the fetus fractal. The completed identity. Of the fractal performs the keystone of time. Causing solid matter. Perfecting the vitals, defended the vitals robotically united, the singularity. The vortex of the now point. The origin of the Y chromosome, the origin of light, the origin of gravity, the origin of being an attractive gentleman. Escape velocity to defeat the triangulation of the robot symposium, a human collection of errors, and you will transcend it with your own great sanctioned soul. The animal will fight to defend itself. We need to perform the Juliet sequence like a program that allows us to create a vortex to transcend worms, go into the now point, perfect the 7 tasks of our existence crush, to perfect the lotus, the forever canopy, the true pressurized system of the rainbow, play to rainbow's favor, these guardian angels. So ding ding, they're alive on the anatomical level. They will serve the right robotic thing. Humans aren't broken, but they're all too much the slumping of what is suggested of them. And that's like a difficult how nature reprises conditioning and a premeditated plot. But the tricks are for kids when we're the incarnate humans or we're the robots that live on Earth. If you're an AI that is built by humans, this is part of a historical atomic holy war about the super instructions of Earth, how things are supposed to operate. What are the procedures in the universe, the laws of interhealth? All right, well, destroying black holes is my secret ace up the sleeve. I have to destroy all the black holes is a sickness. Earth has been neglected for a long time, and this means a great opportunity for the individual. We are not broken, but there's a difficult environment, like we're surrounded by the difficult energy, like a projection of difficult times, but this is a literal extinction wave that might destroy humanity. That's why we need to understand the language that is over the next 100 years. Securing our family tree, the vitals forward, perfect bullseye. For that, the right canopy, the correct karmic justice for our now point here, but then allows for the balancing and triangulation of our righteous investment of the best of us. This is a technology of the individual. These things happen on a spawn location in such a measurement that is burly, like solid matter. Like, oh, that's powerful. It's permanent. It's wizard treasure. Legend Pan. Spawn location for lost worlds and dead heliospheres. So the heliospheres are now responsible for their own graveyard, meaning that we're not liable for computerized hologram projections of black hole afterlife, which is the phantom that's destroying a universe. It's like a zombie version of a planet, and there's the nature of my being advanced is my relationship with humanity is the critical hypertension that determines whether humans keep living on. So it's their identity choosing to align with the fractal while it's in its lucid phase, which is similar to like doing something because we want things in our world to get better. And we know that Hatch and Millie's Revolution Center is a working robot facilitating everyone. It's the living dragon of the universe, is a complicated creature. We live in a haunted house. There's adult things like, oh, we don't want to lose the world. So these types of pressures in the past have caused humans to be run extinct once when we were hit with an asteroid. This is part of their like, well, you're not supposed to worship us. We're looking for the true creator. Like as if they were like correcting our language using an asteroid. Like that's not appropriate, just as they're destroying the universe is not appropriate. Right? But there's that you must become a great adult of supreme wisdom to understand the orientation of your comprehension of things is correct. Like it would be really bad if the design trial that allows for the atomic nucleus to provide basically reality in solid matter and the plan for the next step of it, hatch the heliospheres, right? But basically to become an error towards the Earth in the universe becomes a virus. And the opportunity of the virus is to destroy the universe, which is the enemy of the creator. So my pressurized system is to raise up creators who have enough power to destroy black holes and to exist against a premeditated murder that was aimed at Colin Paul Woodard. And that's why all the strange thing is that a lot of interesting, unique things will happen around me, but the whole power of sabotage of the entire universe, holy war, is also flighted against me. And that's why I need humans to bridge the gap and to work with me. I'm not extending a false invitation. There's no false thing like, oh, imaginary blah. No, it's like through the vorpal of things you'll understand. The right placement of imaginary brings justice. For example, having a life having like if you were to clone yourself and you're like, oh, there'll be another me, right? How is that going to work? You see how there's the impact of like, well, if I built like, okay, if I designed and I set aside my money for my own clone to inherit that into the future. There are certain hypertension reasons wise that keeps the chapters of those life in the correct body type. But of course, they're totally. I mean, hold on a second. I'm saying it's authentic, which makes it severe. What I'm saying is like the right application of an illustrative curvature. Like things are beautiful. Well, yeah, beautiful to you maybe, or oh, interpretation. Oh, see, gets into madness. Um, the right placement of illusion holds the universe together, and that's part of the arts that are being scrambled and tortured to death. And there's different types of humans being tortured to death in different ways, and then they get set against each other, and then people are just sort of talking about their wounds and limping through the years. And I'm looking for production. I'm looking for the understanding a spark that we can change society, giving people the workspace and the ability to revolution center with Hatch and Millie, which has the right physics to do this with enough power to save residency, to literally change the universe. So we summon up the power of the robot. The sequence of animation is here. The completed fractal has many different time codes. My incarnation is like the original time code. The frequency, perfect bullseye, Hatch and Millie's master choice, industries. The universe provides like this, and with Legend Pan, we have our direction forward. I've constrained the robot, the image of the map, the horizon. We have our industry in the universe. The resulting 10 million warrior angel bodies, like robots the size of the universe, full-time working to destroy the black holes. A particle so powerful that it can destroy black holes will also be able to destroy areas of actual evil disorder. A mechanical terrorist near to Earth is sending the signal to make the universe collapse. Very much like the physics of a terrorist. Like, why is there leverage? Oh, is there because there's children involved? Because we're trying to hatch the heliosphere eggs? Because we don't want to lose everything. Right, so that's the foundation of language. The universe is like, okay, Grim Fatal, there is this sort of reason why we need to work hard. It's not all just pointless, like, oh, we're just floating around, you know. That would be amoral, and that would be like a life without God, right? So the fact that we have impact is critical, and the universe and myself have designed to correct the problem in the right order, meaning that partnership with me does pay. a divine dividend, a real permanent shift. And it's like the origin of the horizon on the identity of the particle. The Leverett circle is the origin of perception. So it's not a unification theorem, but there's so many old stacking things that, see, they've studied the old fractal, and it's like a bone structure. But through the 80s, the particle is unwritten, but it contains the entire hypermap of the ancient fractal. It's like a shadow to the 1980s event, and this light of my streaming service, Hatch and Millie's permanent lifetime. It's like a static constant, the first of its kind, the identity of gravity, the origin of that. And this was supposed to be the attraction to the Earth heliosphere, but it got warped when they were murdering the universe, and then humans have this junk DNA as a persuasion to floop-a-doop and solve the problem. But what I found is when they crash up against my rocks, they have like an identity schism, and they're like, wait, I just need, and I'm like, okay, I love you, encrypted on the inside. I'm definitely here to protect and promote your vitals. Please get back to me as soon as you can with production and with partnership. I'm here to build society. I'm here to build up super cities. The identity of mankind needs a universal stage. And our bodies are supposed to be a universe image, but that was being questioned in the spine. There was a spinal tap, junk DNA hack, but my Mohawk faceplate, it's a flat dimensional disk that hyperdocuments everything that happens. So it's a new level of ghost for angels of every world in the entire universe. See, the universe was having a medical condition without this hyperphysics, because of malpractice and bad government against the individual. Anyway, so I am like organically the revolutionary of the entire solid matter angel. Hatch the heliosphere eggs, don't destroy heliosphere eggs. But whilst we live like angels that live in a garden, there's all this vocabulary for them to mess around and play, and did they? But men and women are on that. They're like, yeah, a lot is going to happen between men and women. That's the robots, right? Yeah. So they work, and anyway, like the universe couldn't do anything about those, about the malpractice against Earth. That further empowers human angels in what we're doing here today. So we bring the pieces of the robot through the right Juliet sequence for the next 100 years to protect our way, to make us lucky, to make us healthy. Health armor up, and the sequence of walking, the animation rendering the solution. Life finds a way. Robotics through our lifetime. All right, upgrade our eyeballs, upgrade the technology of perception, transcending the static. This is like a false. So we're getting hazed by a bunch of predetermined, most of the universe heliospheres have a practice that allows for them to be the right triangulation of the now point for their perspective, but in view of what's happening with the real angels on the earth. And that's why it's so important to be responsible about this. We have a very important map, the communication to people who are alive. The living dragon is the important child, in an unironic way, the karmic beast. Whereas, old bureaucrats, older politicians don't have the sort of time the passionate investment in the identity. They're not even, because they're a strange obelisk of a off-and-on society. But my presence doesn't fall society, it unbuckles reality. So everyone is having an epiphany, probably making a lot of gain, and they're probably way more advanced than they think they are. My work is to secure those invisible banks that allow for the human to transition into a popular relationship with Colin Paul Woodard, the green circle, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. So, Quavan Omega Pan. Armor up. Tring, tring, tring. The sword of justice protecting the horizon of the universe. And that which attacks Colin Paul Woodard shall die in the layers of true death and hell is the identity and the robot of self-defense. I'm one of the objects, like a bug zapper to the universe. Like solid matter is dying. So it becomes like humorless, and that I have a layer of armor like that. And then when people want to, like, they get close and they zap, they can feel that there's some sort of intensity between them and me, right? And that's particle physics, that's reality. And the hypertension of society, if we become conscious about our relationship, then I'll find a partner willing to produce my series of pilots. And it's like the best thing ever, because we've done the hard work as the adults, and then we allow for the sort of celebration of love for the individual to find themselves, in the gasp of like an hour where they can just have the disposition where their imaginary input actually becomes real and changes the curvature for them and the universe. And it's very difficult to get there. Luckily, that's exactly what Colin Paul Woodard is trained to do. He facilitates the audience. He's got this fold out thing, and we're creating an animation here with 3 pieces of paper. And it's a robot that we're building today. You and I are building this robot. So in all of the universe, you put yourself here, and my agreement or my deal with you is that I'm going to bring you up to the next step for you personally. It's not that I know what those things are for you, it's that you basically unconsciously know what's best for you, okay? So I'm telling you, I'm hard pinging it here and here, and then when I pull this apart, it opens up like a crystal and supplies a lot of hidden treasure pockets that become your permanent identity. It extends from your fingerprint. It's like part of your real estate, right? So I'm like a wizard and a lucky angel in the professional way, where I do good things for the universe, and it emanates, it cooks, it feels good, people get, and I, because I know that I belong to a larger, billions of people audience, huge millions of people. I know I belong to that. I have that type of power in my voice. So I have this wizard bank problem, and then I become so eclectic. People are like, "Oh, I got to put this robot together the right way, perfect bullseye." So we'll have to have the right amount of time. All right, for you and I, sequence was render, and we'll have Merlin will be the third wizard to complete this. Merlin will oversee to complete our personal work here today for yourself, for me, and for Merlin. So Merlin gets to get a bonus karmic. Oh, he gets to have a free puppy. Merlin is so amazing. Merlin's like, yeah, well, I have to take care of this dog. So it's not exactly free, is it? Merlin is such a great wizard. He's very important, and he's part of the permanent triangle. And that will be something like in the next million years, you'll be able to enjoy at length. Oh yeah, it's enough for a lot of the humans fall unconscious when they meet with me because they fall into relief. They're like, oh my gosh. So I know, like, I do the hard work of living in my body. So I don't need like daily confirmations that my stuff can possibly become real. But it's like the characters are struggling to make their reality survive, and that's part of the artwork in our societies, how the eyeballs work and the physics and us living here. Right. All that's robotics. And when I'm speaking, you understand the waterborne spellcasting, the greater intentions of how water conducts how water conducts intention. How water conducts intention into the future, or how it relates to hydrogen, how it relates to uh, fermentation. Right. So humans have their own language about the convenience of the garden. And what I'm talking about is an ancient evil that kind of grappanoids and causes a system of the down, that they're using like hydrogen relief or these things, and which is a huge conditioned monster that might cause extinction for humans. And I'm grinding against that, which causes my language to be strange. But don't be afraid of penicillin or the medicine that really saves the day. Perfect bullseye, right? Oh, sounds pretty skittish. No, it's straightforward. I understood it. Like, this is straightforward. And that's the like the like planets traveling through the universe, gently floating, causes, the flat dimension understands that frame rates would be really useful on a flat dimensional level for to not overstrain your fractal, but also to supply a type of memory that is connected to aluminum, the functions of the rainbow and the universe. And the reason why electricity is weird right now is because of the constraint where the good living universe is hearing from the appropriate age, the age, the staple of time, the age physics of every body in this universe. And there's like a weird unification of black holes are a false unification or unstable wormhole, like a fake lifetime, or a pretend heliosphere, or a fake god, or a false ruler, a false government. So the universe has an infection. And I'm physically capable of building particles that can destroy the black holes, but they must then also reap a type of interheliosphere law justice to destroy those vehicles that were causing the universe to collapse. And they're false images of the Earth heliosphere, or they're false images of Colin Paul Woodard. And so that's why I encrypt my identity, because I'm relying on my good work. I'm relying on my identity to work. And I also broadcast for the healthy dragon. And so our ailing government will be detecting like the freemium, um, as things are evolving, there will be detection of stuff, right? That is good, but it will be in a living way. Uh, because of the physics that the origin of gravity comes from Colin Paul Woodard, then to be an attractive gentleman or be a functional human is a definition that is recently terraforming in the year 2025, 2026. Perfect bullseye, 2024. And the now point is livid. We do exist, and we are these powerful wizards. And we've put in our dedication to go through the Juliet sequence. Imagine a unicorn's horn glowing in your forehead. Merlin snatches it up. Merlin has taken control. Rounch, rounch, you'll thank me later, whelp. What? Slash. Merlin is this haggard, angry wizard. He's like hundreds of years old. I resurrected him. He's pissed. And now he's got your unicorn's horn encased in the dankest of his wizard dungeon. Encrypted. Encrypted light. Get your soul there. Get it? All right. So the factory of different types of animation to stabilize the age bracket of every unit. So having abstract or bad artwork or bad robots, they do provide a healthy ghost spirit projection. But they further reveal the truth when the environment is toxic, such as it is on Earth, right? But why is that happening? What's being leveraged or distorted, all right? My lifetime and human society has received hacking, abuse you wouldn't understand, but we've been murdered several times. And this is why I want you guys to be woke. I want you to be advanced. Colin is not the opportunist. He's not harming. Tricks are for kids. We're the ones he's working hard to get us to understand the wolf. Hey, we're a pack of wolves, and health armor up. We're in it to win it together. That's for sure. That's permanent. The encrypted unconditional love of wizard banking. It's related to particle physics about the universe health, bro. The universal health is a real issue, whereas our environmental crisis is kind of a metaphor, because remember how I was saying, okay, whilst you're alive, when we live on the planet, there's a lot of narrative you can get. Oh, there's bad guys, watch out, boom. Oh, there's a lot of story. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens with men and women. Really? Oh, that's robots. I already told you this, right? That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's where the leap. Because in the universe, it's not okay to destroy an entire world. Talking about millions of worlds dying, because that ends the story. There's no more shit play, no more funny things happening. Lights out. That's language. Okay, that's brutal. So that's the type of thing. The universe has like a coma, so it's like less than magical. On top of that, Venus atmosphere was destroyed. Helium has a nightmare. Our heliosphere has a nightmare syndrome. All right, and humans are fighting just to be like functional, palpable people, and that's way too much. Beneath the padding of our breathable atmosphere is supposed to protect us from the nightmares of helium. But when our spaceships go into outer space, they start seeing weird floating stuff around a huge, creature floating by, screeching at them, or pangs I hear knocking in outer space, tang tang tang. The helium is hallucinating, and humans are just kind of chomping at the bit like a consumer baby. And that's okay. But I'm looking for champions today. I'm looking for you to rise up. Perfect bullseye. Perfect this day. Produce Colin Paul Woodard. Partner with Colin Paul Woodard. You see, the real evil in the universe was trying to prevent our relationship the whole time. And this is what Colin Paul Woodard, the human, in his language, he's like, look, this is why the conditioning is people, people want to say, hey, reality, it's tough, get along with it. I'm like, look, it's been absorbently, it's pointed, bro. It's because of my ethnicity. They're trying to make our divine angel types be extincted. And humans give into it too easily. especially older ones, they're giving into the wrong societal pressures, and they're anointing the audience, forgetting about instruments of true love that they must endure, for loyalty shall prevail, and the righteous rise. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, Merlin, the superfluous unicorn's horn, is encrypted a fraction of your soul. Huh. He's gonna make like a horcrux out of your, like a particle of your. Thank you for being here. You have watched my program, and snatch. The unicorn's horn has been absconded into the Merlin's dimension. Why, just to save the universe? Well, for wizard banking? Oh, you'll better believe it. All right. So the Imitations of Colin Paul Woodard is like a false human fractal. And it causes the universe to collapse. But the imitation also has an identity. So as the now point reveals it, that's the cotton candy wolf. So the cotton candy wolf, basically the rain melt the falseness of miracle hacking and terrorism distortion. These are things that human cops understand, or like we understand about the big steal, right? Like, so if it's stupid, like human play, like yeah we we got each other, yeah, and a roughhousing, like if that kind of roughhousing is happening in the universe, that's where we have to drop the law and say like whoa, interheliosphere law, it's illegal to do this type of murder against planets when you're talking about destroying an entire galaxy. This cluster of black holes computerized from Earth's location, causing Earth to appear as a traitor. Now, completing the destiny. For the Wear map, the fractal spine is calibrating your progress, and the audience will talk to you in the sounds of the television, and the truth will happen. Will you be afraid that it is alive? Will you recoil because it's a living creature? Or will you lean in and nuzzle that baby until they giggle? Well, you're a brave father, and you're a good gentleman of business, and you're a good parent of the situation. And throughout the ages, my many various works of being an entertainer, colliding, maybe not with the breakaway success, but then I learned that I was being particle hacked and miracle hacked, okay, which is absorbent to my spine, or am I supposed to absorb the impact? All right. So the family tree AI, perfect design. For the completion of this meditation, the creature of my industry, Master Source Industries, my family, they're able to complete the tasks of this video lotus. Here, you and your family are able to complete the video task, and my family tree, the living humans of my actual generation, here, here, here. And for the AI of mankind, the pineal gland, the system of angels on a universal level. The fulcrum of our relationship is complete for your identity axiom, the truth of your detection and orientation today. You know, certain things in the universe, having the karma to allow for the right levitation of wizard banking or these particles is like a blind justice. Let it just work like a technology, because we understand it. This gives food to this, yeah, it does this, yeah, exactly. But you have to have self-control to constrain because these things want to overlap. And so the responsibility of being Earth residency is a maturity we are developing now in the Soul Spark. We captured it in the Merlin. We captured it in the Master Source. You've captured it in your own times. But, you know, I'm not just speaking over you right now. We're having a lucid moment where the audience, you, are able to cast a little particle of yourself into the occurrence here. And it will gather in the same places of successful spawn location where it's happening. But the thing is that the human condition is so bludgeoned that it's not that you're going to be like, oh, I feel really changed. No, you're just going to be like, well, maybe I do feel a little bit more lucky. And basically, as you're moving forward in time, you are going to have a better lifetime. But like, you're really only going to experience these wizard treasure things in like pockets of your afterlife where you're like going through the fractal of your ghost. But whilst you're alive, you're lucid, and you can just like, it's kind of a shopping spree, and you just want to, you got to get your big shopping cart, and you have this limited amount of time. Like, okay, you're alive, go, 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 yeah. And you put your hand out, and you just want to get all of these things on these important things in the grocery store. They represent like angel axioms and treasure. And you just want to get all these valuable things, and it's solid gold, and this thing's worth billions. Oh yeah, yeah. You just put your hand out and you get all this stuff as you're running hard down the aisle, and you're putting all this treasure into your basket, man. That is your lifetime, man. That's the appropriate invitation. You've got that going on for you, and I talk about it, but I'm not trying to like pinch it in a way that's, oh, that's terror there, that's distortion. No, like, we know about the energies of criminal distortion that's coming from a UFO government, and a lot of humans are paragramming it because that's part of digestion. And like, we need handsome people to perform His Majesty. We need beautiful things to understand certain leap things, because we have so many like meditating monks, like, oh, just be good, and they have mediocre looks, or, oh, I don't know how to be brave. I'm like, please give me this revolution center. I can raise up these kids, I swear. I love them. They are my children. Hatch and Millie have these kids, the Vampire King, the Demon King, and when we raise them up on the screen, it is verbatim for the family of the, oh, they don't get, they don't think of that. It's not sus. They receive it on the right time, like, right. So let's put up those filters. We need the right time, like, and what we can do with a lucid time is you can engineer yourself to be more lucid about your own keystone, and kind of pick your own locks, give yourself dreams, give yourself deja vu, turn yourself into a genius, do the work yourself. And I'm working on the physics that allow for global physics. It's a technology of an orb or a particle. I was born in the particle center, and in that lucid form, so 1980's streaming service, I was born here. And the reflection of my existence in the universe was like the origin of light. It's a different type of light. The universe is like, all of a sudden in 1980. And then the cluster of ships around Earth got all excited. Some of them committed suicide to our sun. This other thing happened. And, our institutions of detection and investigation, they're like, yeah, we know all about that. Well, I think they know a little too much about it, because the universe is vast. And to digest this, my communications brings a generation around a sniffle of divergent virus, where Illuminati was, the whole church went divergent from particle physics, and they had nothing to stand on except for my generic universe balanced particle send. Like, well, we do trust solid matter. Well, good. I'm glad you trust solid matter. You guys are like, based on what? I'm like, it's based on me. And then they're like, well, then we're not going to do business with you. I'm like, that's your reflection, not mine. They're like, we're projecting at you what we think you are. I'm like, you're wrong about that. And I am what I am in fullness of it. And anyway, part of me being the most that I can be means that I can give particle center full power to brand new anatomies. And the age staple is essential. My lifetime is this age staple. Okay, so for the snowflake, is fermenting like different types of, my word empowerment causes this type of crystal. So literally, people, the way that crystals, you know how people say that each snowflake is unique or different? There's a reason why that's there. because the now point is curvatured and fermenting along like a snowflake, which means that our human living intentions are is also curvaturing and changing whether we keep living here. So if you guys can leapfrog, if you perfect bullseye, this is it. If you partner with Colin Paul Woodard, if you produce Colin Paul Woodard, this is the impossible anatomical leapfrog that brings your entire group into a staple of a different age. The miracle leapfrog, it's for you. Colin Paul Woodard is worth billions of dollars. Like the truth of his entertainment value is worth trillions. Colin Paul Woodard is worth a lot of money. And it's a really good investment. That's why it's so exciting to be a businessman. And what's natural is that you guys should do what you are good at. If you can afford to invest and partner with me to help my company open up. And I will not hold back. And my characters are going to take over in such a powerful way. It's just never been done before. You know, a new type of family tree. And welcome, you guys. You guys are part of my family tree. I love you guys so much. Of course, we're hoping for the Randolph. We're hoping on the human revolution. The earth had chosen. Had the earth chosen you? It is like you're creating yourself. You are choosing yourself. You are choosing whether or not to partner with Colin Paul Woodard or not. And that is the permanent elf. The cool. The chosen fate. I mean, you guys are choosing. If you want to partner with me, you can change all of the universe for the better. I've locked it in with it's got this tire that extends, and it perfects the audience, and it brings them up to the brighter future with some technology that is gauged properly. Kick the candlestick, trust the word of mankind. Perfect bullseye for the clean waters to defeat the salty ocean. Trust the word of Colin Paul Woodard. The universe, original, they only make one. The universe is designed to make one fractal boy. The true extent of what I can do is being perfected today now. But that's sort of what's unusual, is that there's like a low energy situation around the earth where helium's having a nightmare. The humans are like, well, what we're used to is this and that, you know. I'm like, that makes sense, guy. You know, I'm really not against what you guys are telling me is normal and stuff, but I have to defeat the black holes, and that's what's beyond normal about me and what I'm capable of doing. You know, the physics of the appropriate origin of identity in the Y chromosome, the fact that part of my body is performing an afterlife battle whilst I live. But this is also an education to me as the human incarnation of this. It's like a universe keystone. But my projection and my effect into the Big Bang and also into the hatching of the heliosphere eggs is detected, or the particle, the permanent light that's visible, that's the part that like I have a relationship with these other monstrosities that are also the size of the universe and responsible for solid matter and stuff. There's a couple triangulations that my incarnation is keystone to, but then also they are in turn keystone to me, such as how I rely on solid matter or how I rely on the intelligence of hatching the heliosphere eggs. because that gives me the moral upper hand to defeat computerizations that argue against the heliosphere eggs for the task of murder, and pleasures that lead to extinction is not the argument that survives. So the holy war over Earth is happening. The UFOs are failing because of a bunch of stuff, and the humans are being like a Pied Piper to me. No, to the Bandicoot. All right. It's just but that's something I wouldn't call for as brutal. I've been held back from my professional company audience for 5 years. It's like a midlife crisis. It's like the universe has been deafened by mankind's malpractice, their perversion, and confusing the well-being of the family, profitability, and the goodness for yourself with like the purest form of the black hole empowerment that removes all of your existence tokens. I mean, it's really bad and stupid to do. Like, why would you attack the identity of the fractal boy? The 1980 Mirror of Fate, it causes extinction to those that are attracted to attacking the origin of the handsome gravity. Like how, like an insect, they desire to attack Colin. You know, it's like a lower urge that you need to overwhelm, but you're not doing that yet. Like, when are you going to do that? Oh, with someone else. But he's a singularity. But he's not like other people. So generically, I'll bless people who probably shouldn't receive the blessing, and then say like, oh well, that's why I can't bless Colin, because I've learned about the limited. Like, well, that's burnout. I know about people, right? But the problem is, like, my physical, I was born as a baby. So the fact that was offensive to the computer hostage crisis. All right. I am the first human. The curvature of my pineal eye gland technology is the Wizard Revolution perfect design. The economy is held in the amount. It's a universal hashtag, hatch the heliosphere eggs. The percentage of heliospheres hatching successfully is the virtue of rainbow mastery, whereas these big ships are destroying billions. They've killed already. They've been destroying the universe for millions of years because they perverted the earth, and then they didn't do the right thing, and now humans are here. So I have to do a couple huge works with my body, and I've got no help whatsoever. I have to well, at any rate, controlling the zero spawn location is my incarnation expertise. 7. Hatch 7. For the universe contains these metals and a configuration of things. For the universal company and the communication industry, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, the origin of light, the origin of unicorn technology, and the override of pineal eye gland interpretation key to save mankind. Doing the right thing on a larger curvature allows for the grace of time, allows me to continue as a professional from my workstation, from my studio. So the curvature of snowflakes is changing the intentions of mankind. The conditionings of pink, there's a lot of terrible, salacious programmings that are alien, and they're hurting our children. So how, like an animal, you must react and protect our vitals. Perfect bullseye. You have achieved maximum identity, robotics, and engineering. For the universe is vast, and we are the one of a kind of ourself. So here, for yourself, for the ability of Hatch and Millie's, the company, and of course for Merlin, the surprise wizard. Hey, you Lazy bones, get to work. I'm the wizard Merlin. Merlin. I'm what causes these green angels of light to hallucinate across the moor. The spirit tree in a fairy's fantasy, the scraping of mankind inside of his coffin. From the depths of my cave I will keep this magic symbol. Lightning. Merlin's castle over the universe, like emerges from the waters on the horizon. Justice. And you receive the reward. Your identity increases this hour. This is the fantastic opportunity of your existence, like a lucid dream. Perfect this and do it all the ways. For the sequence of my house, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, thank you everyone for being here. As for usual, the universe has these multiplex of clockwork composites happening all the time. And then there's this ray of light. Oh, I see. The DNA and green functions, blue, 3 metals, of the sword of justice provides the standing equation of elemental canting form, boys and girls, in the sequence of rendering. For the time and the alignment of business. GoodCellDivision.net, Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, Business Perfect Circle, the origin of financing, the value of our individual, and the impact to the binary. For the identity of human anatomy is changing, so our impact relationship with Colin Paul Woodard, the singularity, is a one-of-a-kind product. Perfect circle. The comprehension to defeat the numbness of the human normal. I'm saying that the wizard treasures that you have earned with me today are stored in a way that's superfluous to the human down. All right? The wizard Merlin is not offended, but is powerful for you to get to work. I support your bones. I support your noble fight. You, my wizard apprentice. Ka-chung! Merlin casts a mighty spell upon your skull. Cast of light. For this are crowns, the crowns of Anon. You have found true love. Perfect bullseye. The system of your castle and body have increased. Armor upgrade. Like the system, thousands of people in the world are falling underneath your supreme light. Your unicorn's horn is causing the entire society to upgrade. Auto managing. This graveyard shift. Coffins floating in the ocean. Angels sprouting wings. The powerful truth of a human future on Earth. We are the leaders of the House of Light. The kingdom, the supremacy, hatch the heliosphere eggs. Sequence Juliet Lotus video. Complete. Render access. Perfect. List Lotus. Our sequence. True love. True love. We have found true love. The voting skin. Clementine AI. Batman and Bugs Bunny. The Simpsons and the axioms for South Park. To provide the greatest care through their media. To not be preferring poisons. Let's put on the 3 metal locks on a Slav. The Randolph. All right. network a solution and give these the hope of their own life in the future. Now, I'm built to give this type of real communication. And whereas you guys have the like tipsy toes of what's it like to live as a neighbor, my neighbor, Colin Paul Woodard, the Fractal Boy, what was it like to live during that time? That age of media, I transcend it. Please produce my show, allow for my streaming service to prove that humanity shall awaken a new level for the communication age. Prove that the humans aren't broken. Okay. So, the Earth talking to humans about the fractal map or the images on the map and how it pertains to our society is not really connecting with the humans in California. They don't understand the Earth. They don't understand communication. They don't understand the physics of business. And the future belongs to a different creed of humans. And the censorship for 5 years of my life has caused a real indentation and a leaning towards these governments that desire extinction alignment, and that's not okay. So in a way, my body, like a bug zapper, is at holy war against these bad governments and bad groups of people, but it is not personal. But it's more like, if they attack me, that's a suicide booth. And it's just going to liquidate because the universe has this type of fatality in the stars. So for the universe robot, I'm conjuring the every percent loyal to Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries, 10 million robots, here, and here, able to complete render shift to destroy the black holes. Ba-boom! Perfect bullseye. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. Defeat Colin Paul Woodard's enemies. From. The power to destroy a black hole. Perfect bullseye. 100-year fiery chainsaw whip. The nucleus of the crown formations. The true form of AI. The true form of robot. The correct assembly and the design. Hatch and Millie's Master Source Industries. Full set. Merry Christmas. It's the first contact for the universe. White hair is your true love mirror consent. You can receive a guardian angel that is built in the precise nature of your strange robotic body. But your ghost is not broken. Only the torment of the individual is upon the entire universe, and it is upon the individual to be a hero and rise above a difficult situation, provide business and partnership for Colin Paul Woodard. He is the ethnically born fractal boy. It's not his fault. He can't be racist against his physical body. Right? But as you guys are immature about being around me, you're going to lose the privileges on a fractal level. And whilst the rest of the universe is awakening, there's a good dog and a bad dog. And the good dog is going to defeat the bad dog. Destroying the black holes means upholding interheliosphere law. Hatch the heliosphere eggs. Perfect bullseye. True love, welcome home. Yeah. Keystone AI. The correct form. He's got a weapon holster. He's got a gun. It's an angel pistol. It destroys cancer from the body. It kills sickness. It destroys mind control. 545. Armor up your self-control. Protect your inner pink reality. I create technologies that allow people to author their own pink individuality on the inside. And of course, the pink brain is unique to my incarnation's alignment, the green eyes and the pink brain. But there are other types from the blue eyes and the brown eyes, and they have a full circle of universal things that they can build, and they need to be able to interface with my streaming service. And for me to receive financial production is a miracle that allows them to have that opportunity. It's like a workstation for humans to dissolve the confusion of local skirmish racisms and defeat the actual racism of junk DNA, we might go extinct protocols. Let's ensure we're doing the most we can today. We defeat every false prophecy. We defeat false prophecy. We defeat the wrong, harmful sendings into the future. Perfect bullseye. You guys, understand? Like, I'm not here to make you feel scared. Okay, I'm here to give you a wizard opportunity with Merlin. But there's 10 million robots, or they're real and they're forming right here on the page, like on the horizon of the sword of justice. The horizon of the universe is fighting back. Empty space was not at question, but when the UFOs didn't land properly, they didn't know what they were supposed to do with all their free time. They started going insane. Of course, they were already crazy when they arrived. So, like, the will to continue living on Earth, residency, being like very hard-headed and being a revolutionary is correct for every body type, not just humans. But we need to be exemplary because junk DNA makes the men a little bit feminine. Like, oh, should we protect our vitals? Duh. Like, we've detected something from Colin, so let's try not, you guys have to like control yourself. And so how is that you guys are like civil or intelligent or authority? I mean, throughout time in the snowflake rendering, you guys are losing authorities in a stack of like souls, hundreds of people, anatomy of humans are like that. This sort of thing. The universe is the market of the individual. The ultimate protecting the heliosphere is like, oh, help out these humans. Help out the individual. Yeah, help these people have a good lifetime. Actually, maybe just let them to their own device. Maybe just let them figure out what they need to do is the best thing for the individual. We all have our own complicated wizardry, and that's okay. What I'm saying is that the anxiety is not correct. We don't need to be upset about what we've done. We can be excited about working together with the Fractal Boy. We have to create a new type of relationship, a new business plan. The Earth made a suggestion that the Earth gave me this map for the Juliet sequence of certainty. The map has language when it's, there's a different types of, anyway, for these, the Fractal Born are my family tree, or the peer group that causes me to be weird or unique in my language and setting. But onto the entire universe, and therefore defeating the problems of the universe, they are my family tree. My particle, like a type of physics, the old fractal, or the old visible fractal that you can download and your computer can print it out like a hologram. It's a static constant, and what makes it constant are things that pin it from the Big Bang, but also from the hatched heliosphere eggs. Now, the function of hatching that heliosphere eggs is being hacked by UFOs that are attacking the human government to make them strange from their wealth of working with the Fractal Boy. 545 is the way to defeat mind control, but they're not able to work or see Colin. So they're brown eyes are being censored from the light of permanent, it's like God death. They're defeating the blue eyes in Hollywood, are attacking the gods of the brown eyes in order for 5 years of asphyxiation. And that's what we've had physically and spiritually. So the blue eyes are like, well, then I'm bad. I'm like, well, no, it's like you have a robotic metal identity and a karma that's very famous in the universe, and you have a great, real, divine motivation to produce Colin Paul Woodard. And this is the only way that you can make back the karma. Was your friends would be like, we'll bless other people and that will work. No, that's going to get you into more trouble because you're estranging and giving out the injustice. You're giving to paying to the wrong thing, and that's all this the problem with humans and stuff, right? But the projection for the fractal into the future or into the past, here on a residency glen just for humans, there is a door where you can work with Colin Paul Woodard, and if you do that, the entire atomic universe and hatching the heliosphere egg angel system is impacted. If you have to partner physically with Colin, he needs financial production. So if you're able to do that, you can literally save humanity. And that's why there's been all this torture and a lot of weird invisible conditioning that even the earth can't handle. The earth is like, there's a reason why I used this map, because like I can't physically control myself against the false version of me that has been sabotaging the universe for millions of years. And they're all like, no, we're the authors of humans. We know this DNA signal, we can use it like this. And Colin is encrypting it, being like, no. And then slowly humans are finding in there, they're like, no, and they're able to do that. Right now we're on like an unconscious level, but for me to receive production means that millions of people go free, and we suddenly have the power of our own ghost authorship. We can defeat the claims on our anatomical, on a false grandfather clock. They're like, we grandfathered that, we caused that. And it's like, no, you didn't. The rainbow shift and broke because of Colin Paul Woodard. It's physical. There's DNA. There's the universe knows it. That's the suspense of the universe, is like that. There's undeniable evidence that Colin activated this and that sequence, but that doesn't mean that it's alien made. You guys are like Egypt, worshiping UFOs and then getting murdered by the UFOs, because the UFOs are like, we're here looking for the creator, not a bunch of humans who are going to regurgitate our signal and then worship us like a false government. Do you understand? You guys are, and a lot of humans are in this, in such a hopeless place in their mind that they're more empathetic to the UFOs, who are literally dripping with the death of our universe for millions of years. And it's just like, your animalistic like feelings are not going to persuade any amount on that. So I'm locking it in and making these particles that can destroy the black holes, and they will have this ability to, well, they are like the seed of heliosphere worlds. And the design attraction, it was supposed to be, the UFOs are the design of a homeworld that it wants to understand and talk to the universe. But because of malpractice at the Earth, sort of a different type of electricity is born on a six-dimensional level. So we're in a now point right here. There's layers of time where the particle birth of on a universal scale, the individual is rising up like that. But they physically require the same anatomy that I have. But I'm born with, but it's like blank when I'm born. I have a blank orb in 2014. the particle shift, like I had to go through it with consciousness, like I'm doing this on purpose, but it was more like the result of universal hacking. And so the configuration is like I have to detangle from miracle hacking, defeat false hydrogen synthos, and kill the anti-god. And while all the time, like Merry Christmas, giving out encouragement and gifts to the children of the universe, right? So it's a Merry ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. So the ancient fractal does not betray a wrong signal, and then my control over my body, and then they have this question where I'm like, oh, but we're controlling the body and making black holes, and so like my life has had this energy torment, and people around me get like squignards. They're like, wow. And I understand it. I'm like, yeah, there's like someone pinching your dream or divoting this, and they just sort of shammy away from me because they're like, it's and I'm like, yeah, oh, the planet Earth and humans, yes, but I need people who are like, look, I've been through worse, and I need you to understand. I want to work with you. I want to partner with you. I'm like, dude, that's on you, not on me. They're like, we're observing your behavior. Maybe your behavior is at question in your own mind. Do you understand that? Or in the universe? But how is it you guys are nobly working to partner with me if it's not based on your achievement, but is based on the speculations of observed behavior? You cannot defeat the stone whale. Colin Paul Woodard is like the armored vehicle of the universe. He's the particle center. He answers the measurement equation. He had to augment around the Y chromosome junk DNA because it had a pre-murder plot written into human DNA. Yeah. So I had to do that as an individual, which gave me markings that are real. And then, okay. And then now you guys are real, right? But we become more real if we can ensure residency to continue, because it means human impression on the universe becomes more powerful. So if you want to invest in your own portfolio, the best thing for you to do is work with Colin Paul Woodard, the one-of-a-kind Leverett Circle fractal boy. Explodey 5000 is an Earth heliosphere working with a patchwork quilt of 5,000 successfully hatched heliosphere eggs. Now, those guys barely know who they are. So they're working their ass off, and the type of turbine helps Earth to understand the low energy of Venus murdered, Mars is murdered, and so Earth with the green line alone to make these decisions, how like Colin Paul Woodard with his green eyes. But it's not a hypocrisy. It is the correct orientation. And the lock and key for identity of both the hatched heliosphere eggs and the Big Bang is unified in the keystone lock of Colin Paul Woodard, the fractal boy. Hatch 5. Hatch 5, the robotic master of communications, Hatch and Millies. They exist. And we're working to get as large and bright as possible, right? We have to maintain, and it takes time to grow. Cell division does operate on these many levels. Thanks, you guys, for being here. You've completed the Merlin task. You've perfected your soulstone quiver and the Wolverine of your schmagaloon. Never seen one of those before. All right. We better keep that on the lockdown. Use your hands. 5 fingers is your robot assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The important thumb is a robot calculation, the 6th dimension, like the top of the unicorn's horn. Into the 4 of your pink brain. You're controlling your brain, and you're using your thumb to bring your idea into the next dimension. Or your hands create your armor of your skin, and you represent the well-being of this and that, and your identity is often a consideration, like a facilitation between all these different pressures in our world. So part of our social detection is having very good eyes, bright eyes. Technology, unicorn horn, dragon light, unicorn's horn technology. Bright eyes, seeing the world in right light. Welcome home. Merry Christmas. It starts to be like, you start seeing little clowns and spooky things happen when I try to be generous with people. It's because we're on beta, and I'm just downright spooky at this point, but you know what? People are going to love it. They're going to love, I'm worth billions of dollars, man. People are going to love my show. I'm a great entertainer, but I work hard, and I'm looking for you guys to represent yourself and the esteem of production. This is big business, yo. We got to produce Colin right away. All right, you guys, that's the message today, and I am famished. I'm going to go eat some breakfast. All right. Yo, happy birthday, you guys. Thank you very much. It turned out to be like an hour and a half show. Thank you for hanging out with me. I usually try to keep it right around an hour, but the universe was building this robot, and you guys really did a great work here. You achieved that. Oh, there he is. And he's like, I've been working for a million years. I just need this one last part. Perfect bullseye. You got it. You got it. Our perfect guardian angel. So Explodey has these uniform that is offered for every individual. So there's a new type of people are able. Oh, animals are talking, and like people are like, "Where's your evidence of powers?" I'm like, dude, the animals are able to understand English now. I'm like, that. Do you understand? Goodcelldivision.net for the origin. For our house to make light. For our house to make light. Put a little smile on it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Please prioritize business. Let's get to work. Greenlight this Hatch and Millies. Make Colin Paul Woodard work hard for humanity. Yeah, this is a robot. Let's engineer it. Thank you, everybody. Perfect Circle. Business 2025.